everybody? Elliot here from Movie Files. We did it. We are in the Endgame. I finally saw Avengers Endgame with these two eyes less than a couple hours ago, and I'm here to share with you all my non-spoiler review for this film. But before I do that, if this is your first time tuning in, do us a favor. Check out our other content. This channel is filled with movie reviews. We talk about our favorite shows. We break down the latest trailers. We do unboxing videos for new releases and also do giveaways to show our appreciation to you all. So if you haven't already, definitely subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Stay up to date with those videos. But if you guys follow our channel, you know if you watched our 2019 most anticipated films of this year, you know what my #1 film was. So I was very excited to see this movie. Bought tickets day one. This, that, and the other. I can go on and on and on about my excitement. But again, guys, I'm here to share with you all. Again, no spoilers. I will be shooting another review, which will dive deeper into the movie, into the script, into the storylines of the characters. I'm going to do that in a couple days. But tonight, is just strictly my initial thoughts coming on the film. So let's get into this review. So as I do with all my reviews, I like to keep it, again, when it comes to spoilers, I don't spoil anything, especially for a film like this that has such a big fandom behind it, and there's so many different things that people want to walk into, and I'm going to, again, keep it very spoiler-free, but I will touch on things that I really want to bring up about this film. And first and foremost, I have to start off with the positives, and I got to start off with the people behind the camera, the Russo brothers. Again, they have directed some of the biggest films in the MCU to date, whether it be Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, and now Endgame. So the Russos, the fact that they were able to take on this film, and I'll get to my, my score at the end of this video, but I'm going to tell you right now, I cannot believe what they were able to accomplish in this film. In this 3-hour runtime, there was so much that was on the line. There were stakes from the previous film. There was characters from previous films that needed a character arc. We all know this is the Endgame, so there was obviously a chapter to be closed for some of our favorite storylines, some of our favorite characters, and the fact that, in my opinion, they were able to do so, kudos to them. Also, kudos to the writers, Marcus and McFeely. They've been part of even more films than Russo brothers, and they have that insight. They've had moments with these characters, and they continue to write great storylines and story threads and story arcs and character arcs within this universe. And I got to give them credit. And then, of course, the man himself, Kevin Feige, just the mastermind behind all these wonderful films. And also, I just got to touch on the performances. Well, again, not pinpointing particular characters, but across the board, I was very pleased with the performances from all of our favorite characters. Can't wait to dive deep into it again, to just see the little nuances that they added to their characters. I really enjoyed the performances. To me, this is a love letter to not only the comic book fans, but most importantly to the Marvel Cinematic fans. Again, we're in this superhero genre universe where we got Marvel knocking it out of the park. We got DC coming back in the mix. We have, obviously Fox has kind of switched over, but we have these comic book movies that are now being looked upon as something that is game-changing. And I can't state it enough that this is a love letter, in my opinion, to those fans like myself that have invested 11 years in these films, with 22 films now in the franchise. These characters, I've bought the movies, I've seen the movies at the show, I've watched them multiple times, I stream them. I love this universe, and I really think this is a love letter to the Marvel Cinematic fans, and I think you're going to love the payoff that you get in this film. Again, not diving too deep into the actual storyline. I'm not going to even touch on the synopsis or anything of that nature, but I really enjoyed the tone that we get in this film. Again, we know what Avengers Infinity War was and is, and what it left us with, and what stakes we had going into this new film. But, to say this film was a copy and paste of Infinity War, Endgame I'm speaking of, is not. This is something new. Of course, they're going to continue some of the things, and obviously there's ramifications that took place in Infinity War that they have to continue, but this is its own story and it's its own movie, and that really kind of dives, without getting too specific, but within the first act in this film, I was very pleased and very surprised how much of a different tonal shift this film gave us within the first 45 minutes to an hour, without getting into depth. But you felt the stakes. You felt the characters had true heartfelt moments, humanized moments, and I really appreciated that first half of the movie because it makes the second and third act even more enjoyable. Again, just kind of throwing some things out without getting too specific. I love the surprises. I love the different moments that we get in the film. Again, without getting too much in depth, that first and second act really build what we get in that third act, and that payoff that we get in the third act is just so wonderful. But again, there were, without diving too deep, I mean, there was all the theories within the last year, and then the trailers that we got. I really think Marvel and Disney have done a great job of really keeping things lock and key. Obviously, people were spoiled this last week or so when people saw the screening and this, that, and the other. But there are if you've avoided those things, you are in such for a treat. There are so many surprises and so many fan-filled moments. I would say fan service moments, but in a good way. You guys will not believe what you see in this movie. So jumping into the negatives, because this film isn't perfect, just kind of touching on some things. I will say without giving away any names, but there are some characters that I just wasn't quite on board with some of the character decisions, some of the character arcs. There are some plot holes for the initial viewing for me personally that I'm looking forward to looking into the film again. I'm going to see this film again probably on Tuesday, and I'm going to look those plot holes that I'm thinking of now. I'm going to look at the film again to see if some of those things are explained maybe better the second viewing. The inevitable with a film of this stature and this type of undertaking, there are some characters that do get a little less screen time and a little less story threads and things that you want to maybe get a little bit more explanation on. Other than that, those are just some minor things. There's really nothing like a glaring hole that I have to say as far as a negative with this film. All right, so wrapping up this review, guys. I'm going to give you guys my score here in a minute, but overall thoughts. Congratulations, Marvel. You guys did it. Again, 22 films in the canon, 11 years in the making, many creators on board, many actors, many launching pads for a lot of people in this universe. And in my eyes, you guys accomplished the most impossible thing, which was to satisfy 11 years of filmmaking, and I think you guys did it, and you got a home run. And I laughed in this film. I cried in this film, and I won't get into particular of reasons why, but this is an emotional roller coaster. I saw things that I never thought I would see on the big screen, and this is just stuff that's going on in my mind right now that is just amazing what they were able to accomplish. This is a must see. This is going to break all the records. If you follow me on my social media accounts or our movie files on Instagram and Twitter, I've been saying it for a year now. This will make $300 million at the box office domestically. Rumor has it's going to make $1 billion worldwide. I think all those numbers are deserving of this film, of this stature. I'm very happy to say that this is, for me, I'm giving it a 4.8 out of 5 because, again, there are some plot points that I want to see that I felt that were plot holes and some logics that really didn't make the best of sense. And there were some character moments that I wasn't completely on board with. But besides that, guys, this is a must-see again. This is a send-off for some of our favorite storylines and characters, and I think that they did a phenomenal job. And I can't wait to check it out again. Again, guys, expect a spoiler review coming up pretty soon. I'm going to be doing a lot of Avengers Endgame talk here really soon with other collaborators on YouTube and on Instagram. We're doing podcasts, things of that nature, so definitely keep an eye out for that. Many more things to come. Again, we will be doing a spoiler review that will really dive deep into the things I didn't like and the things I love with this film. But again, I am just so glad I was able to see the film and lived up to the hype. The film is fantastic. And I can't wait to talk more about it, guys. But that is my review. Thank you so much for watching this review. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends and family. Definitely subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And make sure you're following us on all of our social media accounts to stay up to date with all of our latest content. Again, keep an eye out for some more videos coming soon. Thank you for watching this review, and we'll see you in the next video.